Hello students, my name is Shesi George, your professional accounting teacher. Before you continue with this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Georgian Theory Concepts. Thank you. Alright, in this video we are going to answer this question. Please, can you kindly do me a favor by you pause the video and read through the question. We are going to answer question 1 and question 2. The question is on economic order quantity, the calculation of economic order quantity under the topic inventory control. Okay, but before we answer this question, let me quickly explain the terms under economic order quantity. All right, now that is economic order quantity. Okay, economic order quantity, we call it, the abbreviation is EOQ. All right, now if let D represent the annual demand. D is known as annual demand. That is what the organization needs for the year. Okay, that's the item of stock, the number of items of stock the organization needs for the year. Okay, that is D and is normally represented by D. Then this is Q. Q is the ordering size, the ordering quantity, or the ordering size, ordering quantity. Okay, the ordering quantity. And this ordering quantity is the amount of items the organization will buy at a particular point in time in order to meet up with the annual demand. The annual demand cannot be bought at the same time because of probably where to store those items of stock. So it must be in batches. It must be bought in bits. Okay, so that quantity must be constant. So it's known as ordering quantity. All right. Now the number of order per annum therefore will be demand all over the quantity. Number of order will be demand all over what? Quantity. Okay, now for every order the company will incur cost. To place an order, that will incur cost, and let us call that ordering cost, which is one of the ordering costs. And ordering cost per order, that is for every order bought from the annual demand, the company incurs cost, so we call it ordering cost, and let that represent C. All right, therefore our total ordering costs is nothing but DC all over Q. That's the number of orders multiplied by the ordering cost per order will give us the total ordering costs per annum. Okay, total ordering costs per annum. All right, and this cost is called the relevant cost. Is one of the relevant costs when it comes to inventory control. Relevant costs is one of the components of the relevant cost. So take note of that. All right, now the average quantity held, say that one is given as Q all over 2. Average quantity held, that's the ordering quantity divided by 2. All right, now to hold 1 unit you have to incur cost. The organization also incur cost to hold a unit, so we call it holding costs, holding or carrying costs per unit, and let's represent that to be H, carrying costs per unit. So another component of relevant cost is called total holding cost. total holding or carrying costs per annum, and that is average quantity held, Q over 2 multiplied by H. All right. Okay. Now, to get the quantity that will give the minimum total cost, total relevant costs, or total inventory cost, to get that quantity, we need to equate the total ordering cost, which is DC over Q, equals to the total holding cost. So these are the two relevant costs. Apart from the purchase cost. In other words, there are three costs of inventory. There are three costs of inventory. So we have the total ordering cost, which is this, must be equal to the total holding cost divided by 2H. Then apart from the purchase cost, but the two relevant costs are these two. And for us to get the economic order size, these two must be equated. So when you equate this, let's make Q. Don't forget, Q is the ordering quantity or the ordering size. All right. So when you equate these two, what do you have? Q multiplied by this, we have 2Q square H all over 2 multiplied by this, 2DC. Then make Q the solid formula, divide both sides by H, cut. We have Q squared equals to 2DC over H. Okay? Then let's eliminate this. Our Q equals to 2DC all over H. So this will give us the EOQ. So this is just a simple introduction. There are more to it. But for us to answer that question, this is the economic order quantity model, mathematical model. And don't forget the two relevant costs. We have the holding costs per annum and the ordering costs per annum. Then we also have the purchase costs, and this is not relevant because it's determined by the supplier. So when it comes to determining the optimal quantity, if you want to determine your optimal quantity, we only work on the total holding cost and the total ordering cost. All right. So this will give us the optimal quantity that gives the minimum cost. So EOQ is the optimal quantity of item of stock that gives the minimum cost. Please write it down. All right. Now, coming back to this question, Accra Limited uses 50,000 rolls of new, which is obtained in a factory. So let us calculate the EOQ for Accra Limited. Okay. So you first tell us EOQ equals to 2DC over H. So tell us your demand. Now let's fish out the demand. They said it uses 50,000 unit rolls of new points semi-annually. Semi-annually means that it uses this. This is what the demand. That's what they use for every 2 times in a year. That semi-annually means 2 times. It means the annual demand is 2 multiplied by 50,000. Okay, and that is 100 units. That's what they use in a year, multiplied by 2. So that is 100,000 units in a year per annum. Don't forget, our D is per annum. But the question wants to test how smart you are. So you have been given 50,000 semi-annually. So take note of that. Then, which is obtained from a factory in Samgiza town at 100 Lee. A roll. What is this, class? This is obtained at, is obtained. It obtained this, so it means purchase price. That's the purchase price of the rolls. Okay, purchase price. All right, is 100. Take note. Now, the ordering and handling costs to to place an order, are you with me? To order for the quantity, this is what we spend per order. That is 200 per order. While the carrying cost is 10% of the purchase price. And what is the purchase price? What? 100. 10% of this will give you the carrying cost per unit. All right. So our ordering cost to be represented by C is 200. Then our H, which is the carrying cost or the holding cost, is 10% multiplied by 100 lei, and that is 10. Then our economic order size. So they said you have to calculate economic order size, and that economic order quantity will be 2 multiplied by 100 multiplied by 200 all over what is H? H is 10, and this will give you 2,000 units from your calculator. Okay, all right. You can replay the video to get it. So now let's answer question number 2. Okay, pause the video for question number 2. That is daily limited. It's raw material which is monthly average. That one, this one is monthly average, and the monthly average is their demand is 1,250. And don't forget the EOQ formula, because they said you should calculate economic order quantity, and that EOQ formula, don't forget, this is daily. So you can write this daily limited. So A Roman figure 1 said we should calculate economic order quantity, and the formula is what? 2DC over H. All right, and the demand here, the annual demand here is 1,250 units multiplied by 12, and this gives 15,000 units. Okay, multiplied by 12, and that is 12. That's 15,000 units. All right. So, as the management accountant, you have been informed that the procurement manager that the total purchasing price of the material for the month's consumption is 12,500. Now, what will be the cost per unit? Don't forget, cost per unit. Anytime you have to calculate costs per unit, this is the formula. Cost per unit is the total cost all over total quantity. All right, don't forget, cost per unit is total cost divided by total. So you have been given the total cost per month, you have been given the total quantity per month. Okay, the numerator and the denominator must be in the same base, and the carrying cost per unit is 10% of the cost of material, which is this divided by this. Take note. Why the ordering cost is 300. The ordering cost is 300. So our C is 300. Our H is 10% multiplied by 12,500 all over 1,250. So this is the cost, purchase cost per month according to the question, and this is the quantity per month, and this is the annual demand. You have to multiply by 12. So what we need is the annual. If you are giving monthly, you multiply by 12. Semi-annually, you multiply by 2 from the first example. Quarterly, you multiply by 4. Students should take note of that. So this is 10% multiplied by 10, and this 10% of 10 is 1. So students should take notes. So what do you have? Our EOQ, economic order quantity, just substitute. You substitute your figure 2 multiplied by 15, annual demand, multiply by 3 all over 1. And this will give you the square root of 9 million. So what's the square root of 9 million? It's nothing but 3 units. That's the economic order quantity. All right, class. Now look at this. Advise the company on the number of times to order using the calculations. Number of times to order. Number of times to order. Number of times. to order using the following trial times: 2 times, 3 times, 6 times, and determine the annual relevant costs of each purchasing option. Option. Now, let's look at this. We know that the annual demand. So let's look at this. Please, students, I want you to take note. Our options, look at the options. Our options, we have 2, we have 3, 4, 6, and 12 times. It has been given. It's been given 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12 from the determine the annual relevant cost. I told you before we do that, we know that the annual demand, that's the demand. Our annual demand is 15,000 units. Our annual demand is 15,000 units. 15,000 units. 15,000 units. 15,000 units. And don't forget the number of orders. So it's D all over Q. Okay, number of orders is D over Q. Now, if you want to make Q the subject of the formula, if the number of orders, let's say N and is D over Q. So to make Q the subject of the formula, what do you have? You're going to have Q N equals to D. Okay? Now make Q the subject of the formula, divide by N. Cut. So our Q equals to D all over N. So once that one has been established, that Q equals to D over N, and we are told that the number of trials, okay, has been given. So our order quantity in this case now will be 15,000 divided by 2. 15,000 divided, that's D all over N, the number of trials, that's 2. Number of times, so this will give us 7. Then here we have 5,000. Here we have let me pick calculator. So we have 1,250. All right. Now we have determined our order quantity under each trying options. Okay. Now we can start to get our relevant cost. Let us look at our total ordering cost now. Now for total ordering cost, we have the format is D all over Q. D all over Q multiplied by C. That is to get your ordering cost. That's total ordering cost. Total ordering cost is D times C all over Q. D all over Q times C. So our D all over Q times C here is 2, of course 3, 4, 6, and 12. Then multiply by ordering costs, and our ordering cost here is 300. It's constant, 300, 300, 300, 300. So when you multiply, this is 600. When you multiply, this is 900. When you multiply, this is 1, 2. When you multiply, this is 1, 8. Then when you multiply, this is 360. Okay? All right. Now, this is our total ordering cost. Total ordering cost. Let's name this to be A. Then, for total holding cost, the formula for total holding cost is Q over 2 times H. Q over 2 times H, holding cost. So these are the two relevant costs. Don't forget the ordering cost and the holding cost, which is Q over 2 multiplied by H. So what do you have? Our Q over 2. So our Q under this trial is 7,500. That's, so we have 7,500 divided by 2, which is 375. Okay. Then our holding cost per unit is 1. Our holding cost per unit is 1. Then for this is 25 divided by 2. Holding cost per unit is 1 naira. This divided by 2, that is 3750 divided by 2. That is 1875 times 1 naira. This is 1 naira, 1 naira, 1 naira. Then 25 divided by 2, 1250 times 1 naira. Then 1250 divided by 2, that is 1250 divided by 2. That's 625 times 1 naira. Okay, so when you multiply all this, we have 375 25 1875. Then this is 1250 and 625. Okay, all right. Now let's name this B. So our total relevance cost. Total relevant cost. Yes, you now add this together. That is A plus B. That's A plus B, our total relevant cost. The total relevant cost. So you add 600 plus this. So we have 750 plus 600. That's 4350. Okay, 900 plus this will give us 3400. 1 2 plus this will give us 3075. All right, 1 8 plus this will give us 3050. Then 6 plus 6, that's 60 plus 625 will give us 4225. Now, from here, which one is better? What is the minimum cost? The minimum here is this trial. So, recommendation. You now write recommendation. That is option 6. So we should go for option 6. All right, which is the minimum. That gives the minimum relevant cost. So in this case, the purchase cost remain constant, but every other thing remain constant apart from the number of trials, the number of order that changes. Okay, so if you love this video, please do share with your friends. I remain your professional teacher, Shesi George. Thank you.